What's going on, everybody? It's Necro Ninja here, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the Vault of Glass raid. Now, out of all the raids, in my opinion, this one is the easiest to do, and you'll see why when we go over it. When it comes to people doing their first raid or getting into the raid scene and just wanting to learn how to do stuff, I always highly recommend doing this raid first as their first, because it is a great introduction into how raiding is, and it's not that complicated and it's not that hard to do. But before we get into the video, if you guys have not hit that like and subscribe button down below, please do, because your love, your support, it always helps me get through the day, and it also helps me make these videos, and I appreciate it, and I love you guys for it. All right, without further ado, let us go into the Vaults of Glass. All right, so right off the bat, when you first land, the first thing we're going to want to do is open the door. Get that door open, we're going to need to hold and defend some Vex plates. There are 3 in total. There's going to be 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 smack dab in the middle. Here, you're going to want to split the team up into 3 teams of 2, send to the left, 2 to the middle, 2 to the right. And basically all you have to do here is capture and hold. Stand in the plate, capture it, and then make sure nothing gets into the plate. Specifically the Minotaurs. The Minotaurs are what is going to, they're going to recapture the plate for the Vex and then halt your progress and opening the door. So anytime you see a Minotaur, make sure you take that out first, everything else is second. And then it's just basically a 6-man public event. You know, we've done this in public events, capture and hold plates, make sure nothing touches. It's super straightforward. After a while, you notice that the spire there in front of you is building. Once it is complete, the door will open. Guys, grab your loot and then move on. So right after we open the door, we do have a secret chest along the way. So just follow this path and you will get it. Hope you kept all your ad clear gear on, because the first encounter is just that. There are going to be 3 confluxes that spawn down below. We are going to defend them with our lives. There's going to be a conflux on the left, the middle, and the right. We do not want to let anything sacrifice on it. So we're going to want to split the team up again, 2 to the left, to the middle, 2 to the right. Now, while this is just purely ad clear, there are a few things that we do have to keep in mind here. 1, there are overload champions, so go ahead and slap on your overload mods and you'll be ready for those. 2, the fanatics, when you kill them, are going to drop a puddle of Vex milk. Do not, I repeat, do not touch the Vex milk. If you do touch the Vex milk, you're going to need to run to the center into a glowing circle to cleanse yourself. If you do not cleanse yourself in time, Templar, a good old friend here, is going to kill you. So save yourself the trouble and just simply do not touch the Vex milk. Just going to be a few rounds of killing things. There's going to be a wyvern that will spawn when your conflux is up. If the wyvern sacrifices on the conflux, it has complete wipe. So that is priority number 1, to make sure that wyvern does not reach your conflux that you are defending. Make sure everything stays away from the conflux, just regardless. So put on your best ad clear, all of your ad clear supers, throw on a wither horde, go to town. After a few waves of ad clearing and killing wyverns and overload champions, the encounter is over. And then we can move on to some actual mechanics. All right, so we're moving on to our second encounter, which is oracles. Now, I just want you to picture this encounter as just one big Simon Says, one big game of Simon Says, because that is pretty much what you're gonna do. There are 7 oracles in total. They all have a location. I will drop you a little map here to show you. And what we're going to want to do is they're going to flash twice in an order, and you're going to want to shoot them in that exact order. Now, it is very common for a lot of people to just take a handful of oracles themselves and handle them themselves. If you are running a xenophage, Xenophage will one-shot the Oracle, so you don't have to worry about the time running out. Speaking of timer, if you do not shoot the oracles in the allotted time, they will explode and everybody will get Vex Milk goop all over them, and then they're going to have to go down into the middle and cleanse themselves before Templar kills you. Anyways, if you don't have Xenophage, a shotgun works really well. Arbalist can two-shot them. Certain sniper rifles can two-shot them, but you're gonna want something that's just gonna output a big chunk of DPS into the Oracle to break it. Now, if you're watching the footage down below, you will see that we had 3 people doing Oracles. We had one person on the right side handling all 3 of the right Oracles. We had one person on the left side handling all 3 of the left Oracles. Then we had one person in the middle just keeping an eye on that Oracle. That right there is the most efficient way to do it. If you do not want to do it that way, you can always assign everybody an Oracle. There are 6 of you, there are 7 Oracles. You can assign everybody an Oracle, with the exception being that whoever's assigned the middle Oracle can also watch the first left Oracle there at the same time. So when the sequence starts, it's going to show you 3 Oracles. It is going to flash in an order twice, and then on the 3rd time, all of them will be active, and then you have to input that order that you just saw. The best way to do that is while you're watching Oracles, when you see an Oracle pop up, call out a number. For example, if the first Oracle pops up and you see it, that's 1. Second Oracle pops up, you see it, that's 2. Third Oracle pops up, you see it, that's 3. Calling that out between you and your partner so that you can order the Oracles as you see them. Every time you complete a section, it will increase by 1. So you do the first 3, and then it'll go to 4, and then it'll go to 5, 6, and then finally 7, all of them. Once you get past 7, that is the end of the encounter and you're good to go. All right, let's move on to our 3rd encounter. This is the first boss in Vault of Glass, and it is by far the easiest boss in all of Destiny. I can almost guarantee that. So there's a few things happening here before we get to actual DPS phase. For weapon wise, when you're doing DPS, I'd highly recommend using like a linear fusion rifle. If you're going to get close to him, you know, grenade launcher, shotguns, that kind of stuff. I mean, Templar has like the least amount of health out of every boss. He just falls over looking at him the wrong way. So you know, regardless of what you use, it's going to be fine. So before you begin, you're going to need to designate one person to be the relic holder. As you will see down below, you're going to find the Aegis shield. Now what this does, if you hold the block button, it will cleanse. The cleansing does not come up right now in this encounter, but it does have another feature. Once you get your super and you push your super button, it will shoot a nice little laser beam. You'll notice that Templar has a shield around him. To break the shield, you will need to shoot him with the Aegis shield and break it with a laser beam. Now, while the shield is charging its super up, there is going to be a small oracle phase. There'll be 3 oracles that pop up that need to be broken. Just 3 oracles. You can assign it to one person if they're feeling frisky, or you can have the relic holder go ahead and beat a couple of them up. But as long as you make sure that somebody takes out those oracles, you should be fine. Once the shield is broken, Templar is going to attempt to teleport away and regain its shield. The person who is holding the relic is then in charge of blocking Templar's teleportations. There's going to be a red ring with a beam of light down it. That's where he is trying to teleport to. All you have to do as the relic holder is stand in that location and block the Templar from teleporting. While this is happening, all of you guys are going to, everybody else is going to be doing DPS into Templar. Now, as you're doing DPS and you're blocking teleports, if you're not fast enough with the DPS, another phase of oracles will spawn. Generally, Templar has so little health that you can just kill him before the next phase of oracles spawn. But if they do spawn, it is okay. If you have to stop doing DPS to go break the oracles, go for it. If not, if you want to go ahead and push it, you go for it. But honestly, you should be done before the next wave of oracles spawn. But just block his teleports, wipe out his health, and you guys are good. The encounter's over. All right, so now we're going to move down into the Gorgon maze. There is a secret chest in here as well, which I will talk about in a second. So down here in the Gorgon maze, there are harpies that are flying around. These are Gorgons. If they spot you, they're going to wipe the team. They have honestly, the Gorgons have more health than Templar does. So if you get spotted and you try to kill one, it's gonna take a bit. The goal is not to get spotted and not get wiped. But like I said, there is a secret chest in here. If you go ahead and follow my pathing on how to unlock the door for the secret chest, I will show you that now. Once the door is open, if you do happen to get caught after you've opened the door, don't worry, it'll wipe you, but the door is going to remain open. So when you guys respawn, all you have to do is just run. It's a straight shot from the right side. Just avoid the Gorgons and get on in there. Now for the actual path on how to get out of the Gorgon maze. Just go ahead and follow me and be safe. Do not do any double jumping. Don't use any abilities except for maybe Invis. You're good there. Because the Gorgons will peek up if you start doing double jumping and any abilities. They'll kind of take interest in that location that you just lasted at, so be careful. And then once you get out, there will be another secret chest right on down here. Just go ahead and follow this path as well to the final secret chest, and then we'll move on to the next encounter. All right, so now we are at Gatekeeper. When you walk into this room, you're going to notice that there are two portals, one to your left and one to your right, along with two Vex plates in front of them. To activate each portal, you would need to stand in the Vex plate and capture it. So the left portal is going to lead you to a location that we're either going to call Red or Mars, depending on, you know, the LFG that you are in or the group that you're doing it with. And the right portal is going to lead you into either Green or Venus, depending on the group that you're with, whatever they want to call it. For this guide, I'm going to call it Mars and Venus, okay? Now, right off the bat, when we start the encounter, you're going to notice that there is a giant Hydra in the middle of the map. We're going to want to kill him first, so go ahead and launch a couple rockets at him and knock him out. When he dies, he's going to drop that shield again, the shield of the Aegis shield. You'll need to designate one person to pick that up. Then you will need to designate one person to go into Mars portal. You'll need to designate one person to go into Venus portal. Then you will need to designate one person to hold the Venus plate and hold the Mars plate. They'll need to capture it to open the portal and keep it open. Every so once in a while, there'll be a Minotaur that's going to come out and try to recapture the plate. Just, you know, make sure that doesn't happen because you don't want the portal to turn off. There should be one person that is the floater. We will get to them in a second. So on the inside of these portals, there's going to be confluxes. Again, with confluxes, what do we want? We do not want the Vex to sacrifice themselves on them, so we're going to defend them with our lives. For the people who are outside defending the plates, occasionally another Gatekeeper is going to spawn in that middle platform there. When that Gatekeeper spawns, it will shut down the portals. So you need to make sure that we kill that Gatekeeper to respawn the portal so that the people can get out. After a short period of time, a Minotaur with a special shield is going to spawn. It's either going to spawn in the Mars portal or the Venus portal. Whoever is in that portal and they see their Minotaur spawn will need to call it out. Let's just say that it spawns in Venus. The relic holder will then need to travel into the Venus portal and then strike the Minotaur down with the shield. The shield is the only thing that can break that Minotaur's shield. Once that happens, they will drop the Aegis shield for the person who is in there already, and they're going to swap places. The person that was defending is now picking up the shield and running out of the portal. Once they run out of the portal, they will run over to the other portal, and then they will drop the shield for the floater that was there, the one who didn't have a job right away. Floater will then pick up the shield and then run into the Mars portal. The Minotaur will spawn back and forth in each portal. So if it starts on Venus, it'll then go over to Mars, and then it will then go over back to Venus, back and forth, back and forth. So what we're going to need to be doing is just a nice little relay race. All right, bring the shield in, pop the Minotaur, drop it for the person who is there. They're going to bring it out, drop it for the floater. The floater will go in, do the same thing. Kill the Minotaur with the shield, drop the shield, give it to the other person. They'll run out, give it to the person that's outside, so forth and so on. Do note, if you do not have the Minotaur on your side, you will get a chicken instead, a wyvern. Just go ahead and take that out so it doesn't sacrifice on the conflux and kill everybody. After a couple waves of the Minotaur, a third conflux is going to spawn on the outside. At this point, whoever is holding onto the shield is then in charge of the shield for the rest of the encounter. Everybody will leave the portals, and then they will go down and defend that conflux. 3 more Minotaurs are going to spawn. They spawn one at the top of the very top of the stairs, then to the right, and then to the left. After you've destroyed all the Minotaurs, there's going to be 3 more wyverns that spawn, again in the same order, top of the stairs, and then 2 of them right by the portals. Go ahead and take all of those guys out, and then once all of the ads are dead and gone, the encounter is over. All right, now for the big man himself, Atheon, our final encounter. At the start of this encounter, Atheon is going to spawn a bunch of harpies. There's going to be a bunch of harpies that are flying in the sky. What we're going to want to do is you're going to want to leave 1 harpy alive on each side. Kill all the other harpies that are in the sky, but leave 1 alive on each side. That way it doesn't respawn a bunch of harpies and they become a nuisance for the later on. Any harpy you see on the ground, go ahead and take those out. Watch out for supplicants. They will blow you up. Be careful. After a short bit of time, Atheon is going to suck 3 people into a portal. You're either going to spawn on the Venus side or Mars side. Once you get in there, you're going to notice that the Aegis shield is in front of you. 1 person will need to pick that up. Make sure that you tell the outside team which side you are on, because they will need to go and hold the plate to open up the portal to let you out eventually. Inside team, after you have spawned and communicated where you are, picked up the shield, you will run all the way to the back of the room, and you're going to turn around. There are going to be oracles here. Once you turn around, you will see 3 oracles that spawn. You're going to need to shoot them in a specific order, but you're probably wondering, how do we figure that out? Outside team, just like when we were doing the oracle encounter, up in the sky, oracles are going to spawn in an order. You're going to need to call those out for the inside team so that they could shoot those in that order. Now, there are many different ways to call these out. There are 6 oracles in total. A lot of LFGs use numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want to go a simpler route, my team uses front, back, left, middle, right. So if it was, the left side closest to you, that is front, left, and so forth and so on. Whatever callouts you guys decide to use, make sure everybody's on the same page. Guys, if you shoot the wrong oracle, you're gonna die. There will be 3 phases of that oracle before you need to exit the portal. Now, while you are inside the portal, you're going to notice that everything is going to get dark. You're going to start going blind. That is what the relic holder is going to be there for. They need to cleanse everybody. Hold the block button, create a bubble, and everybody in the bubble will be cleansed. Do this every so often to make sure you guys can see what's going on. After the 3rd oracles, everybody should meet outside of the portal that the inside team is going to be coming out of. Meet at the top of the stairs to do DPS to Atheon. As soon as that last oracle breaks, he is damageable, so you guys should be there ready and doing TPS. Inside team, after you break that last portal, you're going to want to figure out which portal is open. Just look for the portal that's open, either to your left or your right, depending on where you are. And then you're going to need to leap out of there. Relic holder, very important. As soon as you exit the portal, make sure that you and the other 2 people that you were with are cleansed after leaving the portal, because the darkness, the blindness will pursue through the portal. So you want to cleanse them one last time. Also, very important, relic holder, do not drop the relic for too long. You could put it down and throw a grenade or throw your super or whatever, but you will need to pick that up again. If you leave it unattended for too long, it will kill everybody and wipe the team. As you guys are doing DPS, now this is very important. All right, I know for myself and a lot of Sherpas and people who have taught this raid that they have PTSD about this, and I'm just gonna say it. Please, for the love of God, all right, pay attention to this fact. While you are doing DPS, Atheon is going to hold up his hand. At this point, he's going to randomly choose someone, not the relic holder, someone else who is not holding the relic, to be imminent detained. You will see a debuff over in your buffs and debuff section called imminent detainment. Once that hits 0, you're going to get detained in one of those Vex bubbles. If you do not move away from your team when you have this debuff, you are going to detain the entire team and wipe the team. Very important that if you have the debuff, you move away from your team. Jump forward. Don't get too close to Atheon. He'll kick you right back into the team, and you'll bubble him anyways. Move to the side. Just get away from the team. Somebody will then shoot you out. Just let them know where you are. They will shoot you out. But it is very important that you get away from the team. If you can't, for whatever reason, see the debuff, just look at your hands while you're shooting. You're gonna glow like a fucking Christmas tree. Just get away from the team. That's my little PSA there. After all that, if Atheon is still standing, it's just a rinse and repeat. You'll do it again. He will suck 3 more people in. You'll shoot more oracles. You'll come back out. You'll do more damage. You will get away from the team during imminent detainment, right, guys? Okay. And then after long, Atheon will fall over and you guys will have access to your loot. And maybe lucky somebody will get Vex Mythic class. Who knows? Anyways, guys, you have done it. You have completed Vault of Glass. See? That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so hard. I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, all that wonderful jazz. Do all the algorithm things for me and help me get the video out there. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Toodaloos. Have a great day. Bye.